Here's the top 10 wrestling games. Game number 10. This is the worst wrestling game out there. What it's called is balance battles. All you're gonna do is you're gonna get with your partner. You're gonna start on one leg, and the goal is to either make the person hop or put their other foot on the mat. If you do that, you win. So we'll show you real quick. We're on one foot, and we start. Yeah, there we go. Boom, I win. Maybe you can do a little punishment if they touch their foot on the mat. It's 10 push-ups. As you can see, it's a pretty garbage game. That's why it's at number 10. Now let's move on to game number 9, which is sumo wrestling. So you'll need a circle. We've got a little circle here. One thing that this game helps you out with is dealing with the out of bounds line. For freestyle, if we push out, we get a point. And for folk style, there's a lot of points being scored, especially in college, because of stalling calls. So it helps you understand how to build up pressure on the out of bounds line and score points using that. So all you do, you push the person out, you win. So ready, go. All right. If he's pushing me close to out of bounds, it helps you learn how to circle and push him back out. All right? Push him out, you get a point. Pretty good game, but you are limited to whether you have circles or not. But that's game number 9. Game number 8 is wrestling freeze tag. So you have a group of kids spread out throughout the mat. One person's it. If he tags you, you're frozen. But in order to get unfrozen, they have to hit a specific wrestling move that you call out. So for example, in order to unfreeze the person, you have to hit a double leg. So I'm it, I'm running around, I tag Dante, he's frozen. Now pretend like I'm another kid running around. In order to unfreeze Dante, I have to hit whatever move you called out. For right now it's a double. So I go, I hit my double on him. Once I finish the double, we're both, unfrozen, we can run around. Pick whatever move you worked on that day. Definitely a pretty fun game. Number 7 is sharks and minnows. You can also play a variation called bulldog, which is just more from your knees or from the bear crawl position. But all you're gonna do is put everybody on one side of the mat. So Dante, head over to the wall. One person's it. They're on their hands and knees. And all you say is go. And everyone on that side tries to run to the other side. You can put little normally I do it by the mat section. So they have to go from that mat section to the end of the mat section over there. And my goal is to take the person down. So ready, go. I'm trying to. And then let me take you down this time though, all right? So there, I didn't get it. He'll have to run back. But if I do take him down, so I'm here working on my takedowns, then he's down with me and we have to take down everybody until there's one person left. Ready, go. Get one of them, James. Let's go. Let's go. Don't go out of the red. Get him, James. Game number 6, toe tap. You can also use anklets. If you don't have anklets, then it would be toe tap. The goal is to tap your opponent's toe. If you tap their toe, you can play like first to 3 toe taps. You can do a punishment again. If the person loses, that part's totally up to you. But the goal is to tap each other's foot, or if you have anklets, it's to get the anklet off. What it helps your wrestlers do is learn how to down block and protect their legs. So we're here, our goal is to get low to try to get each other's toes. Boom, if he gets, or in this case, rips the anklet off, he wins, all right? But if you don't have anklets, all you have to do is just tap the shoe. Again, he wins. So you can play first to 3, you can play first to 5, you can play if you tap the toes, they got 10 push-ups. You can name those specific parts of the rule. But if you have anklets, it does create a little more of a scramble. I think it helps more with like funk roll positions and grabbing ankles. But the toe tap more helps with like down block and not even letting somebody touch your foot in the first place. Game number 5, snake in the grass. So you need a bigger circle now. So if we use the whole mat, it's similar to sharks and minnows but instead of running across the mat, you just have to stay inside the circle. So you put one person down, they're it, they have to tackle everybody else. But it's more running around in a circle, and you just keep going until you get somebody. And normally you need them to touch their knee or their elbow or their back or their stomach. So if they stay in this position and they can stay up, whether we're doing sharks and minnows or we're doing snake in the grass, it's not a takedown, which is similar to freestyle. If the person can stay up here, it's not a takedown until the knee hits, the elbow hits, obviously, or their hip. So it really helps with being able to stay in a good tripod position. But that's snake in the grass, game number 5. Now we have our top 4 games. Game number 4 is slapback or hot dog tag. So everyone's gonna partner up, right? 2 people, and they're gonna pick a spot on the mat to lay down. So Dante lays down right here, I'll lay down next to him, and there's a bunch of those groups of 2 spread out. Now you pick 2 people to be it. So obviously we only got 2 people right here, so Dante, come back up. If I'm it, I'm chasing after Dante. He's running around the room looking for a group of 2 to lay down next to. Whoever he lays down next to, the person on the far side will get up and start running. So, we'll say there's a group of 2 right here. I'm chasing after Dante. If he lays down, the person not right next to him, but one over, will have to get up and start running around. Right when I tag the person, whether it's Dante or whoever jumped up there, they become it and I run away. Essentially, it's like a game of tag. One of the little tricks you want to do is, like, as Dante's running around, if I see him about to lay down, I'm going to target the other person that's about to stand up and slap him in the back. If you're in high school, slap them real hard. If you're younger, don't tell the kids to slap each other hard. That's the game, all right? Now, game number 3 is rat tail. You can use extra shirts. We'll use our anklets right now. So all you do is you take an anklet, you tuck it into the back of your shorts, and this game is, the goal is to try to pull out the rat tail, whatever it is. If it's an anklet, if it's a shirt, and it kind of helps you more with the hand fighting and grappling side of things. Not like the toe tap is really good at, down blocking and protecting your ankles. A lot of times with this type of game, you end up in more like in this hand fight positioning where you're trying to get this. And if you pull it out, then you win. Normally what you do is you have everyone playing at the same time. So you'll have like the whole team. You could do 2 at a time, right? If you don't have a lot of like shirts or whatever. But normally you'll have the whole team in the circle. They can't go out of the circle, similar to snake in the grass. And last one standing wins. So you're just trying to like protect your back, use the out of bounds, try to pull out people's rat tails. If you do that, last person standing, you win. Now moving on to the top 2 wrestling games. I wouldn't necessarily call them specifically wrestling games, but these are the best warm-up games in wrestling. Most teams throughout the country, in college especially, are using them. Game number 2 is handball. In this game, the team is trying to pass the ball all the way to the other side of the mat. Can't run with the ball. Kaysen right there is doing a couple illegal steps. You can take a couple steps, maybe 1 or 2. And the goal right now is that trash can. They're trying to toss it at the trash can. If they hit the trash can, they get a point. If the other team stops them and they hit the ground, then it switches to the other side. So, handball. You split up into 2 teams. This is a great game when you don't have too many people. So you have 20 kids. You can split it up into 2 teams of 10. If you have like 40 kids, it's a little bit too much. But if you have a little bit smaller of a room, 20, maybe 30 max, it's a great game to play. So you split the team up into 2. You put a goal on one side and a goal on the other. You could put a square tape on a wall. You can put a trash can or a chair. You just need 2 targets to throw at. One team starts with the ball. You can't run with the ball. You can take a couple steps. Some people say 3 steps. Some people say no steps. But you have to pass it down to the other side. So if Dante's on my team and he's running along this way, I would pass it to him. He'd have to stop or maybe take a couple steps, and then we'd run down until we got to the goal, and then we would peg it at the goal. If we hit the goal, we get a point. If at any moment it hits the ground, it's the other team's ball. Some things that you can't do, similar to basketball, you can't like hit the person's arm, but if you hit the ball out of somebody's hand, not a big deal. Normally that's allowed. So you can slap the ball specifically, but you can't be hitting the hand or really wrestling the person. But yeah, it's called handball. Great game. Now, game number 1 is partner dodgeball. So partner dodgeball, there's a lot of different specifics to the rules that you can change if you want to. But the way I play, everyone's paired up in groups of 2. And the goal is to get every other team out. How you do that is by hitting them. So if me and Dante are a team and we hit every other team out, then we win. Now, if you get hit, you have to go to your knees. So come on over here real quick. If I hit Dante, he has to go down to his knees. But he is not fully out until both him and his partner are out. So Dante can still, like if I was his partner, we could still pass it to each other. He can still get people out. I can still get people out until both of us get hit, and then we got to sit on the wall. If somebody catches it, you're out. But if Dante's already out, so he's on his knees, and somebody catches it, nothing really happens. So similar to regular dodgeball rules, stand up real quick. Like if Dante catches it, I'm down now. Again, if we aren't on the same team. And, if he has a teammate that's down, they stand up. So there's a lot of those little details. Think of it like regular dodgeball, though, as far as those types of rules. And again, there are some rules that some people will add. We were just at a camp at Drexel, and the way they were playing is whoever's down, so if I'm down and I have the ball, if I hit somebody, I actually can come back up. So it was a way to for the people that are down on their knees to get back in the game. I think if you have a smaller group, like 10 people playing, you can play it that way. But if you have a really large group, it just makes the game kind of a little bit too long. But yeah, that's the game number 1, partner dodgeball. I want you to comment below what you guys think is the best wrestling game. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree.